Hi-ho, folks, and welcome back to the adventures of Turwinkle, the Gnome Mage. Well, hi, Turwinkle.
Greetings.
Are you all set for tonight?
Indubitably.
Well, great, because tonight, as you can see, we're back in Feathermoon Stronghold, and tonight we're going to be meeting with Dor Serrar, pretty much an all-elf guild, who are a loosely based militia, and we'll find out more about why they're a loosely based militia rather than just a militia, and why they're almost an all-elf guild, excuse me. And so without further ado, let us go and meet this wonderful guild. Alrighty, folks, well, we have found them, and again, this is Dor Serrar. And we have the leader right up front here, Jalcenter. He's the Zen Serrar of Dor Serrar. He's a level 90 Night Elf Hunter. And hello, sir.
Good evening, Turwinkle. I'm glad you found your way down here. I know you normally spend your time over in Eastern Kingdoms, but we greatly appreciate you coming down here.
Oh, certainly. Any chance I get to come out and especially meet new and interesting guilds, Turwinkle's pretty much willing to travel anywhere, provided he gets maybe some transport and maybe some protection if the area is a little too dangerous. But I see, and again, you guys look wonderful, and I see you've brought some folks with you, and so let us meet who you've brought with you, sir.
Well, starting from right to left, behind me, we've got Sylvale, my second in command. Actually, we co-lead the order together. She has been with me now for, well, how long has it been, Sylvale? A year now? We were formerly in Lineage of the Moon, a now defunct guild on Moonguard, and we decided to form our own guild, and here we are. She's been with me every step of the way.
Oh, wonderful.
Next in line, we have Tamerlane, actually an alt of one of our other characters, just one of our rangers. We have Sylphie, another one of our people that actually has quite a few characters in the guild, but every single one of them is valued. Sylphie is a rogue. I believe that she is a Theroshan beneath Sylvale. Next we have Kildoris. Kildoris is another ranger, a valued member of the order and a warrior with quite good skills. Next we have Thalaris, the resident highborn, likes to have a lot of opinions and other such things, as highborn are wont to do.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And we have Ivatala. She's actually Jalcenter's cousin. Jal's family, as per the standard RP trope, is wiped out except for her. She is his only extended family remaining. And we have Katiera, pretty well the champion of the order, captain of the honor guard, commander of the honor guard. And flying above us we have Lycomedes, the high druid of the order, pretty much the guy we go to in terms of the esoteric.
Well, wonderful. And so the plan is tonight we're going to take a little trip through Feralis, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that is the plan. We treat this area as kind of our, I don't want to say headquarters, but this is where we go when we have official gatherings and other such things. And yeah, we're gonna show you around.
Oh, well, excellent. I'm looking forward to it, and I know Glenn is as well. So with that, folks, we are going to travel off to the first location, and then when we get there, we're going to talk a little bit about Dor Serrar and find out what type of guild this is. So we'll be right back when we get there. Alrighty, folks, we made it to this temple. Now, explain where we are, sir.
We are in the temple that was the former headquarters for the priesthood of Elune, the sisterhood of Elune actually, in the ruins of Asildian, a fallen night elf city that has now been commandeered by, I believe it's ogres? Yes, ogres, that have taken over Dire Maul as well, and this is kind of the spillover, or the external garrison that they have.
Alrighty, and you use this as kind of a place for your guild meetings and whatnot?
Yeah, we used to use this as our primary location for our guild meetings, but then another guild that actually occupies this area, which is Hand of the Goddess, they were here one night, so we were just like, we'll go somewhere else. But yes, this is this used to be our primary meeting place for the order.
All right. Well, it's actually a nice I really like it. It's kind of not only old feeling, but very calming in a way. So it's a nice area. So, well, with that, let us get into what your guild's about. Now, first and foremost, how did you come up with the name Dor Serrar, and what does it mean?
Well, Dor Serrar is actually Darnazian. It translates roughly to Eternal Blade. We came up with the name by basically looking through the wikis at all of the translations that have been put in game by Blizzard and essentially cutting and pasting what we assumed were the proper words. Dor, meaning eternal, we got from Children of Eternal Night, Kaldarai. And then Serrar is blade, which is actually pretty well the legitimate translation.
Oh, awesome! So you actually did quite a bit of research into getting your name. It wasn't something that you just right off the top of your head. So that is great. Now, what type of guild is Dor Serrar? Is it a heavy RP, medium, light?
We're a heavy RP guild. We dabble in a lot of things. There's the RP PvP community that we dabble in. I don't want to call us an RP PvP guild. I believe that puts kind of an expectation on your membership that I don't like. But yeah, we're a heavy RP guild, and we just kind of do a little bit of everything.
Oh, well, excellent. And so, folks, when we come back, we're going to learn a little bit about Dor Serrar's history as far as their background is concerned and how they came to be as a guild in their RP. And so, with that, we will be right back. Alrighty, folks, and we are back, and we have two new additions to the group. And so, sir, why don't we go ahead and meet the two folks that just arrived?
Sounds good. We've got Laylis on my right here. She is a member of the Dor Serrar Honor Guard and also one of the hands of the Warden being me. She is, I don't want to call her an assistant, but in terms of leading the military contingents of the Order, she is one of the uppity ups. She's actually one of our strategists who is helping to train the Order in military strategy and tactics.
Okay, excellent.
On the left,
okay.
On the left, we actually have Nasrik, who is a druid. Druid was in the dream, and there apparently was a forced transition, which I don't know if you know anything about druids. I don't, but apparently it shattered his mind when he came out. Apparently you don't want to force it. It's kind of like, you know, unplugging your computer when it's like updating. And now his mind is the shattered landscape that is slowly being rebuilt.
Oh, okay. Doesn't sound like fun, but wow. All right, sir. Well, good to meet both of you. And so, Jel, what is the history of Dor Serrar? What are they? Where do they come from, as far as the guild's concerned, with your history, your RP history background?
Well, I came to the server back in 2012, April 2012. Actually, it's been 2 years now. I came over here and started out in Lineage of the Moon, and then about a year ago, got tired of that. I wanted to branch out on my own. Sylvel and I, we decided to form our own guild. In this case, it was Dor Serrar, with the intent of not stifling people, not stapling their flair, as some people like to put it. So you can really just be what you want. If you want to be a druid and do druidy things, you be a druid and do druidy things. If you want to be a rogue and do espionage, we can make that happen for you. Or warriors, go kill a bunch of orcs, because orcs are the thing these days. And just you do what you want.
Okay.
The pirate is free.
Sure.
You are a pirate.
Okay, so be what you want to be, do what you want to do as far as your RP is concerned. And you will find a way to fit it into the overall arc of the RP of the guild. Is that correct?
That is exactly correct.
Oh, wonderful. I like that sense of freedom that you allow within the guild. What that does is, again, like you said, it doesn't stifle you and kind of pigeonhole you into a certain class or a certain aspect of what your class is all about, but allows you to grow the way that you want to with your class. So that's excellent. I love that idea. And so as far as the guild's concerned, in the Elven community here, where do they fit in?
Well, there aren't that many Night Elf guilds on Moonguard. There really aren't. Uh, I'd say it's probably about equal numbers with Wormrest, your home server. Uh, as far as where we fit in, we we dabble, like I've already said, we dabble in a lot, but at the same time we deal with the server events, the RP PvP campaigns, like I mentioned earlier. We participate in those. Uh, we have, social events where we have big parties. So really, there's really no place that anyone truly fits in as far as the Night Elf community is concerned. But everyone just kind of is this uh, melting pot. I hate to use that term because it's not a very good one, but that's really kind of what it is. It's a melting pot of people. Everyone is working together to a certain degree to make a Night Elf community that, over the last couple of years, has in a lot of ways stagnated, and it's slowly coming back.
Well, great. And it sounds like you guys are almost kind of leading that charge, so that's excellent. So, folks, when we come back, we're going to find out how you can become part of the Dor Serrar. So, we'll be right back with that info. All right, and we're back. And so, Jal, let us say I have seen this episode and I'm excited about what you guys are doing, and I've made myself a night elf here on Moonguard. And so, who do I talk to about getting into the guild?
Well, really, any member you can talk to. They'll point you in the right direction. Silville and I, and then Lyco in the background, Lycomedes, we are the officers of Dor Serrar. But any of these members can point you in the right direction, or at least send you to our website, which is dorserrar.shivter.com. Fill out an application, and we'll be in touch. But just anyone can get you there. Anyone can get you, on board.
Okay. Now, is there an age restriction for getting into the guild?
Obviously, we prefer people that are 18, just because, well, honestly, so we don't have to watch our tongues. It's annoying. I don't want to say annoying. That's a poor word, but it's frustrating when you have to watch the way you talk, and not even like for cursing or anything. But people are people, so we like to have 18 and up in the guild.
Okay. And is there a race restriction? I see all night elves here. Is it solely an all night elf guild?
We try and keep it night elf only. In very limited circumstances, we allow other races. Usually, in the sense that they have some kind of connection to a member, an existing relationship with a member. One of our officers, actually, or a sub officer at this point, is Ords Samson, who is a Worgen warrior, who is our is actually right next to Katiera as far as leadership in terms of the warriors of the guild. And then we would allow Worgen druids. They have a specific alignment with us, but other than that, like I said, it's circumstances would have to align.
Okay. Is there any class restrictions?
No warlocks. Basically, what it comes down to.
Okay, and why no warlocks?
We as Night Elves, we remember the War of the Ancients. We remember what warlocks did, or not what warlocks, but what demons did, and warlocks having a direct affinity with them tend to be bad juju for us. So we're not fans.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, that's perfectly that perfectly makes sense. So, is there an out of character? Well, obviously, filling out an application is sort of an out of character interview. Is there an in character interview associated with that?
Yeah, actually, it's on the topic of the interview and the application itself. I kind of count that as being the out of character interview. Obviously, you're going to have that basic contact, and filling out the application itself is showing that you're willing to, on an outside as a person, you're willing to put the effort forth to want to join a guild. And then once that's been filled out and approved by our officers, then we set up an IC interview. I usually have Jal sitting at a desk, and he's usually kind of gruff and dismissive, and he's shuffling through paperwork. And then we always have a test at the end, basically to prove the skills that you're claiming to have before joining.
Ah, and so what kind of tests have you had in the past?
Let's see. I interviewed a druid last night who claimed to be a people person. She's actually going to be Jal's secretary going forward. But I had her go find a volunteer. Didn't tell her what she was volunteering for. Just go find a volunteer. Took her a few minutes, but she came back with a volunteer. She proved that she was a people person. I was actually going to take a knife and cut the person's hand and have her heal it, but apparently she's not a healing druid, so that kind of fell through. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't do that. That would have been embarrassing.
A little bit. And then another test, actually I did previously, and then Sylvel also did. I demanded a black dragon scale. And they brought me a black dragon scale.
Oh,
the
great.
Black dragons in Outland, they actually drop black dragon scales. So I guess technically they're still there.
Well, fantastic. Well, that is awesome.
Silva wanted to say something.
Oh, yes, please.
Silva, well.
What I like to do when I do my interviews is I tend to take the person out, and rather than, just kind of sit there and make it boring, I like to roleplay with them. I like to get them involved. So, we actually had a Death Knight applicant a couple days ago, and I took this woman out, and I took her with my character out to Koldara, and we actually hunted down a dragon and killed the dragon fully in RP, and brought a dragon scale back to Jal.
You brought a handful of disgusting, necrotic flesh and blue dragon scales.
Okay, well, she kind of went a little haywire with the dragon, but we did bring back dragon scale.
Well, there you go. That sounds great. I love that you're incorporating not only just RP, but going out and actually doing something that, it makes it more exciting. You're not just sitting in an office and going, where are you from, that sort of thing, but you're actually going out and you're having them prove themselves. So I really like that idea. That's a great, great concept. And so, folks, when we come back, we'll talk about, now that I've made it into the guild, I've proven myself with some task. We'll talk about where I'm placed as far as ranks are concerned and what are the guild rules when we get in. So we'll be right back with the answers to those questions. All right, Jal. So I have passed the test. I brought you whatever you wanted. Turwinkle has asked for so many different things during his quests. I think trog's teeth and bear's butts, so we brought you an assortment of goods as asked, and we have made it into the guild. And so, where am I placed in the guild? The new recruits, where are they placed?
Well, we don't really have... We have a rank. It's the Manaldiev rank. It's basically the starting rank. It's where everyone goes. They are just basically the general membership rank. And you basically stay there until you have attended enough meetings to acquire enough, or not meetings, but events, to acquire enough points to be elevated at the next guild meeting.
And how many points is that, sir?
I believe it is 10, Silvo? 10?
It's 10 to go to Theroshan, 15 to go to Surfaldiab, etc. It gets a little higher each time.
Oh, okay. And so, what kind of guild rules do I have to follow now that I'm in the guild?
Well, I'm going to pass that actually off to Lycomedes. You can see him in the background. He's that druid, the one that's not Nasaric. He's actually behind the banner. I think you can see him. He's on a direct line behind me. Lyco,
okay.
Get up here.
Come on up, Lyco. I like how he RP walked up here. That was awesome. Alrighty, Mr. Lycomedes, sir. What kind of guild rules do I have to follow now that I'm in the guild?
We basically have some pretty basic rules, not a lot. I'll start with our IC rules. We are to protect the innocent at all costs, much like a sentinel would. Do not desecrate any moonwell or ancestral site of our people, including the dead body of the fallen. Anytime that this stuff is trespassed upon, there's IC repercussions taken, and etc. But first and foremost, we are to be children of Elune and honor her and her followers accordingly.
Okay, awesome.
And then brings me to our OOC rules, which are pretty basic as much as everything else. We just ask that you be lore-abiding, you know, try to keep guild chat as clean as possible. If you have issues, bring it to an officer. We're more than happy to help. And then just understand the basic differences between IC and OOC. But we can't stress enough that we just wish for everybody to be lore-abiding as possible.
Okay, and so you do follow the lore Blizzard's put down about night elves then, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, excellent. So folks, there you have it. Once you're in the guild, once again, if again you've made a night elf, do have at least the basic knowledge of what a night elf is and what they are supposed to do. Now, Jel, does someone coming into the guild, do they have to be an experienced RPer?
No, not at all. Actually, one of the first steps we usually have, or within like the first week or so, kind of to feel people out, is assign them a teacher. In this case, like let's say a new rogue joins the guild, we'd more than likely assign them to Sylvel to kind of get the ropes. This is actually separate from the actual Theroshan rank, which means to basically be a student of the order itself. But the Theroshan relationship is basically just to feel them out as far as RP is concerned and make sure that they're going to be a good fit. That's something you can't figure out in a simple interview and a simple application.
Certainly. And what I appreciate about that is, again, you're taking the time and the effort to not only help someone who's maybe new at RP, but to guide them and to help them fit what you guys are doing. And so in the long run, I think that's going to make for a better guild environment for you. And from what I can tell, that would kind of smooth over any bumps that you would have down the line. So that's excellent. Excellent, sir. So folks, when we come back, we'll talk about how, not how, but how the guild is organized. So when we come back, we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about what guild events Dor Serrar does. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, and we are back with Sil. And so, Sil, how is the guild organized? What are your guys' ranks?
We have a fairly straightforward ranking system. When you first enter the guild, you'll be put at the Anadore rank, which means our people. That's generally the alt or OC character rank. There is the, I guess the IC punishment rank. We usually reserve that for things that happen, like somebody stages a coup in the guild and, you know, tries to hurt the higher-ups or just causes a bunch of problems. Calradne means ugly star. It's kind of like the shame rank.
Well, holy smokes, how often does that happen that you have to make a rank for that, man?
Never. It's just kind of there. We've had maybe one or two people at it.
Okay. Alrighty. Next.
Then we have the general rank, which is now Dieb. It means to know the family. That's just kind of the general member rank, as Jal said.
All right. And so, and again, you're given promotion within these ranks by the number of points you receive by going to events and whatnot. Is that correct?
Yes, as you attend an RP event, you will get a, I guess you could call it a tick in your officer note, and to rank up from Naldieb to Theroshan, which is the student rank, you have to attend 10 events.
Okay. And does that take,
just kinda
does that take people a long time to do?
Generally, no. It takes, I'd say, to get from Theroshan to Naldieb, it takes 2 or 3 weeks of attending events. We have anywhere from 1 to 5 events a week, depending on how busy the week is.
Okay, and we'll be going into that next. So, but what's the next rank after that?
The next rank would be Theroshan, which means honored student in Darnassian. This, not every character, of course, is going to be a quote-unquote student of a member, because some members are just more experienced than others. I see.
All right.
If you can have a Shando, then we will give you a teacher and you will be the pupil of that person.
All right. And so after honored student, what is next?
We have our advanced member rank, which is kind of like the veteran area, which is Serfal Dieb, which means beloved family.
All right. And so what do those folks do?
They're generally just kind of the higher ups of the order. They're people who've been with us for a long time.
Veterans, if you will.
Oh, okay. And then I assume the next rank is an officer rank. Is that correct or no?
Not quite yet. Our next rank is Shando, which is honored teacher. Those are the elite. I guess you would say not necessarily elite, but they're just kind of the higher ups. They know what they're doing. They take students under their wing. They generally are the advisors of the guild. There's someone you would ICly come to if you have an issue.
Oh, okay. And then the officers, is that correct?
Yes, then the officers. Then we have the Dor Serrar rank, which means family blade. Those are just the general officers. They enforce the rules, they lead events, they're basically just the bread and butter of what keeps us together.
Alrighty, and then the last rank, I assume, is the guild leader. Is that correct?
But yeah, then we have our Zen Serrar rank, which is it's basically just me and Jal's rank. It's just the GM rank.
All right, excellent. So it sounds like you're very well organized, which is always good. And again, I think that's one of the things that always keeps a guild running smoothly is when you're well established in where people are set and you're given clear goals on how to get to that next rank. And so it always gives people something to strive for. And so I think that's very important. Now, Jal, what kind of events does the guild do?
Well, the kind of events that we do, some examples just of previous, like Kat, being the commander of the Honor Guard, led several events attacking Garashi loyalists in various locations of Kalimdor. Ones that were after the siege, ones that didn't get wiped out. We ran a party event with another order up in Dalaran. Basically, we invited all of the Night Elf guilds, and we just kind of had a nice little night. We had a raffle and actually a PvP tournament, dueling tournament. And then also, I've been writing up some tactical espionage type events where it's all about just, not just running and fighting, but it's actually involving thinking and research and, spy stuff.
Okay, excellent. And so do you guys also have guild meetings? Do you do those on a weekly or monthly basis?
We don't do guild meetings very often. It's more like I think we should do them more often, but they're kind of on an as-needed basis. Everyone's usually pretty close-knit in Darnassus, so the need for a guild meeting is rather low.
Okay, well that makes sense. Especially if you're all together for the most part, then you all know what's the next event and what things are going on. So that is great.
And honestly, for the most part, we do have meetings every month. There's at least one. It's never a set date. It's not like the second Sunday or anything like that. It's just at least once a month so that we don't forget people having promotions. So we have somebody sitting with 35 points waiting to get promoted and not getting promoted.
Oh, okay. So excellent. So at least once a month you have that opportunity to get that promotion in there. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Excellent. And might I ask, how did the party event go? Was that a success, you think?
I don't know. Ask the members.
What do you think, guys?
I was at the party and I thought it was actually pretty fun. We one of a previous guild that I was in was there, so I got to ICly chat with them. I didn't compete in the dueling tournament though because I suck.
Who won the dueling? Who won the dueling competition?
A Death Knight from the Warbound Brotherhood. He actually won a chopper.
Wow.
No, he didn't win a chopper. He won He won a royal satchel. He actually ended up winning 2 royal satchels because he won the raffle and the tournament.
Oh man, I would
He cleaned us out.
I would think you should have maybe disqualified him for one and let someone else get the opportunity for the other. But
Well, it was a 10 gold buy-in for the raffle. So.
oh, okay. Well, excellent. Well, it sounds like you're doing stuff that not only incorporates your own guild, but you're reaching out to the community as well. And again, I think that's important for not only you as a guild, but I think for Moonguard as a server. More guilds that do that, the better the RP community is. And so that is excellent. Well, folks, when we come back...
Oh, yeah, and we have every...
Oh, go ahead,
Sorry.
sir. No, please go ahead.
Every 2 months, about 15, 20 guilds get together, and we actually have a server-wide RP PvP campaign as well. I've been on the server for 2 years, and I've actually helped to plan and lead several of them. So I try and get us involved in that as well. It's kind of a big deal here, actually.
Oh, great. And again, another example of another great reason to come and RP on Moonguard, to participate in community-wide events like that. I think you'll find that will draw people to the server, and again, making the RP community even that much better. So wonderful. So folks, when we come back, we'll find out what the guild is up to currently, and then we will get started on talking with these folks about why they're in this guild and what they enjoy about being in it. So we'll be right back with that. All right, Jal, so what is the guild up to currently as far as their storyline is concerned?
Well, as far as storyline is concerned, right now we're dealing with a scenario, or actually it's going to be coming to light here in the coming days, that a relic of the Dragon Riders of Laretharon, actually a defunct sect of Night Elves that were actually blessed by Ysera to ride the Green Dragonflight into combat. They were all wiped out back in the War of the Ancients by Deathwing. One of their relics has been stolen by Naga, and we have to get it back.
Yeah, those darn Naga, I tell ya.
You dealt with them a while ago, didn't you, in one of your little adventures?
I did. That was way back in the wetlands, and yeah, they're nasty people.
I should probably partially take offense to that because they are my people, kind
Well,
of.
kind of. Now, isn't that true? Isn't Naga? Aren't they just transformed elves?
They are the traitorous remnants of the Highborn that followed Ashara and plunged into the Well of Eternity. Well, not the Well of Eternity, the ocean that filled in the Well of Eternity.
Ah, so well, Turwinkle certainly doesn't mean any disrespect towards those folks, though they were traitors in a way. So, so well.
Don't ask Thalaris her opinion of that.
Okay. All right, folks. When we come back, where are we going again, sir? We're going to the Emerald Summit.
We're going to, yes, the Emerald Summit. It's actually where we had our most recent guild meeting, and where we're going to have them going forward in the future.
Excellent. So we're going to head out there, folks, and we're going to talk to the individuals here tonight, and we're going to find out why they've chosen Dor Serrar to be a guild, to be in the guild, and we'll find out why they've chosen to stay here and what keeps them. So, folks, we will meet you up at the Emerald Summit, and we'll see you when we get there. Alrighty, folks. Now we've come to one of my favorite parts of the interview, and that is where we find out why the people are in the guild that they're in, and what do they really enjoy about that particular guild. And so first up here, and how do you pronounce the name again?
Sylvale.
Sylvale is here, and so Sylvale, what do you enjoy about being in the Dor Serrar?
Perhaps I'm a bit biased, but I find Dor Serrar to be a very friendly guild. I wouldn't necessarily call it a family atmosphere, but we're very close-knit. You know, everybody talks to everybody. There's no clear distinction between officer and guild member. Like, you have a problem with guilds, whereas the officers kind of tend to keep to themselves. But with Dor Serrar, it seems that everybody is just kind of very welcoming. The higher ups are just as good as friends with the general members as they are with the guildmaster, etc.
Well, that's excellent. Yeah, it's always nice to be in a guild where, again, you don't feel like you can't, hang out with the officers. They're not over in their officers club, just talking with officers, but you feel like you're actually able to just walk up and talk with someone that's in a higher position and maybe ask for advice, and you don't feel segregated to, well, I'm just the newbie, so I got to hang out with just the newbies. So that's great. I love to hear that. So thank you very much. Alrighty, folks. Up next is Theralis and Theroshane of Dor Serrar, level 90 Night Elf Mage. And so, first of all, let me ask you, sir, why have you chosen a female tune to play instead of a male tune?
Oh, well, I used to play nothing but human males in this game, and I thought I'd mix it up a little after I came back to the game after a 3-year break.
Oh, okay, excellent. And where did you go for 3 years?
I went to City of Heroes. I played there for 3 years before the game got shut down.
Excellent. I loved that game myself. It was a lot of fun. So, well, welcome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. And so, sir, what do you enjoy about being in Dor Serrar?
Well, everyone's pretty friendly. They put up with my characters all the time. Pardon my French. And they're pretty supportive of any storyline you want to run. They'll, you can just contact a guild leader and they'll do everything they can to set up a storyline for you. It's very, accepting. They really follow up on that. You can be and do whatever you want in this guild as long as you're a night elf.
All right. Well, excellent. Yeah. Again, I really enjoy the freedom that you have within this guild to do kind of what you want to do with your character. I think that's great. You're not confined to a role that you might not necessarily want for your character. So that is great. Thank you very much, sir. Alrighty, folks. Up next, we have Lycromedes. He's the Dor Serrar of Dor Serrar. He's a level 90 Night Elf Druid. And first of all, sir, let me tell you how much I love your transmog gear here. This looks awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is great. Now, is that just your RP gear, or is that your? Did you transmog that?
It's all transmog.
It's wonderful. Yeah, I think it's great. You really do well in a contest. So, with that said, sir, what do you enjoy about being in Dor Serrar?
Definitely, it's just that we're a huge group of friends. Everybody knows everybody on almost a first name basis. You know that when we come and vent or when you log on, you're going to get a hello or someone's going to make you laugh. Or, we've really become quite a close-knit family almost.
Yeah, it's always nice, again, when you find a guild where, again, you feel that familiarity with, it's someplace you enjoy going. It's not like a single-player game where you're walking in alone, but you're gathering as a group of friends, and I think that makes a world of difference, and really is what made WoW what it is today, and has helped it maintain its longevity, is by the community within it and the friends that you make in the game. So, excellent answer, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, folks. Up next is Aithatala, the Theroshane of Dor Serrar. It's a level 90 Night Elf Hunter. And so, ma'am, what do you enjoy about being in Dor Serrar?
Well, I can't really up everybody else's answer they've had so far, but it's just, there's always RP happening. Even if there's not an event, you can find someone to RP with in this guild. And like everybody said, we're all super close and on a first name basis. And a lot of us, even if we're not in Skype, one of us is probably talking to the other in Skype, if not in Vent. And we're just all over the place, not just in Darnassus, but sometimes we're out in Feralis or Ashenvale, and we're just always doing something, and it's just so much fun.
Well, I think that's important too, is a guild that is busy and is always doing something. You've gone into some guilds where, you log on any time of the day and it's a ghost town and you don't feel like you're part of a guild. You're still out there by yourself. And so it's nice to find a guild where, again, yeah, you feel like there's always people there to do things with, and it's always busy doing stuff. So whether you pop on, in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, but that there's people doing stuff. And so I think that's great. That's a wonderful answer. Thank you very much. Alrighty, folks. Up next is Katera, Shandu of the Dor Serrar, and Katera is basically the champion of the guild. When a tournament is held, this is the one they put forth as their champion to represent them in the tournament. Is that correct, sir?
Yep.
And so, say out of your last 5 tournaments, how have you done?
Well, I've only done 2, and the first tournament I lost in the first round because I fought a warrior who was better than me, and the second tournament I was knocked out in the second round.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're actually improving then, so excellent. And so, Katara, what do you enjoy about being in the Dor Serrar?
Mostly the people, and because I'm a former raider, I actually left my hardcore raiding guild to join this guild. So, like, I just like how the game feels more alive than logging on to raid every week and then never touching the game until the next week. With Dor Serrar, I was able to log on every day and find something to do.
Well, there's a lot of truth in that because, again, when you come into play with either the PvP or the PvE side of things, you can do the quests and you can, like you said, you can go and raid once a week and do those things. But once that's done, you're kind of stuck. But when it comes to RPing, there's something new every day and creative and something fresh, and there's a constant storyline going on, whether it's your own or whether it's part of the guild. And so I think that's very interesting coming from a hardcore raiders aspect into RPing, that you do say that, and I think that's great. That is wonderful, and I think Dor Serrar is lucky to have you. So excellent, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks. Up next we have Sylphie, Theroshain of the Dor Serrar, a level 90 Night Elf Rogue. And so, Sylphie, why have you chosen a rogue to play?
One thing that I love about these types of games is there are many classes that you can choose from. And one that I really enjoyed about choosing the rogue is the ability to become one with your surroundings, to stealth, and to use various tactics to make gameplay a lot more efficient, in my opinion.
Oh, excellent. And so, why have you chosen Dor Serrar to be a part of?
Well, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I love Dor Serrar. These folks are by far the kindest that I have ever met in all of my years of playing World of Warcraft. I have been in many guilds across the board on both sides of the wall, both Horde and Alliance. And when I first started playing on Moonguard, all the guilds that I've been a part of there was so much drama and so much unneeded interactions going on. But when I saw Sylvale advertising the guild and what the guild was about, that really hit me in the heart, because that is exactly what my rogue was meant to do as part of her backstory. And so I joined Dor Serrar because of the unique story behind the guild. The officers and members are very close, and there's a lot of mutual respect. And that's very rare nowadays to see anywhere.
Well, excellent. That is a fantastic answer. Thank you very much, sir. Alrighty, folks. Up next is Tamerlan. Nal Dieb of Dor Serrar is a level 90 Night Elf Hunter. And so, Tamerlan, what do you enjoy about being in Dor Serrar?
The thing I like best about Dor Serrar is no matter what happens, they're always there for you. If you need help running a battleground or a raid, or you're bored and you want to RP, or if you just need a shoulder to cry on, they're always there, and that's all that matters.
Well, I think, yeah, that is very true. Nothing more important than a guild that's going to support you, whether you're doing a quest, you're PvPing, you're going through your own storyline, or you're going through the guild storyline, that there's a guild behind you that's willing to help you, whether it's in-game or out. And I think that is an excellent, excellent answer. Thank you very much, Tamerlan. Alrighty, folks. Up, last but certainly not least, is Kildoris. He's the Nal Dieb of Dor Serrar. He's a level 90 Night Elf Hunter. And sir, let me just say what an impressive shoulder piece you have there.
Thank you.
And where did you get that?
Well, in characterly, Avib, whoa, gosh, sorry, Kildoris had previously, since he's been alive for a long time, and there's been quite a few issues in the past with, let's say, like Tauran tribes and stuff like that, that Aviv would have to go and fight against them, and this is kind of like a prize, so to say, that he had kept to show that he is a very proud night elf for the work that he's done in protecting his homeland.
Oh, okay, excellent. And I love the story that you've put behind it, so that is great. Now, sir, what do you enjoy about being in Dor Serrar?
Well, I mostly like Dor Serrar just because it's also a night elf roleplay guild, and that's how I started on Moonguard. I was originally in Lineage of the Moon for quite a while, and I really enjoyed the people there. I knew Jal when he was in Lineage, and that was kind of what got me into here after a couple of years of not RPing as night elf. But I really just enjoyed the people. It's always really fun to talk and vent from the occasional silliness and stuff. And the events, I just love going to the events here. It's really enjoyable. And I mean, just overall, the people are really cool, and it makes it a lot of fun.
All right, well, excellent answer, sir. Thank you very much. All right, folks. Well, we have the guild leader himself, Jal. And so, Jal, your question's a little different. And your question is, what do you enjoy about leading the Dor Serrar?
Turn around. Look at the people behind you. That's why. Those people right there. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be leading a great bunch of people. They're what make me get online. They're the reason I'm here. They're the reason the guild exists. Without them, we wouldn't be here right now. So, that's why.
All right, well, you know what? And I think the opposite is true as well. I think any good guild is only as strong as its leader. And ultimately, everyone that I've talked here with tonight has stated that they really enjoy the environment that has been provided here. And I think, again, it all goes back to the leadership as well, and how well you're leading the guild, and And so I would assume that each and every one of them would say the exact same thing back to you, sir. So excellent job. Excellent, excellent job. So folks, when we come back, we're going to give the floor to Jal here and give him the opportunity to add anything that we might have missed. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks. And so, Jal, is there anything that you would like to add or perhaps say to the WoW community out there?
Just that, I mean, we're always here. No matter where we are, whatever. If anyone ever wants to do anything with us, we're always open. The door is always open. No matter what race you are, what level you are, you need anything, holler. You want to RP, holler. And you want to join us, the door is open too.
All right, well, excellent. And yeah, let me just put it out there as well, folks. You know, I've had the opportunity to spend this evening with these folks, and I have had a lot of fun. These guys are great. And so if you happen to be on Moonguard and are looking for a guild to join, I really couldn't suggest more highly than coming and giving these guys a shot. They are, like I said, they are a lot of fun, and it's just been a joy spending time with these guys tonight. And so once again, if you're looking for a guild where, again, you're not restricted to a certain position in the guild or your RP's got to be this or that, but you want a guild where you're allowed the freedom to do what you want to do, come and join these guys, and you'll find that you'll have just as much fun as Turwinkle has tonight. And so with that, Turwinkle's going to be right back with his final farewell and thank you to Dor Serrar. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, and it has been a wonderful evening with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your patience with all of Turwinkle's pestering questions, and we really thank you for your time here tonight. It has been just a lot of fun getting to know all about Dor Serrar, so thank you so much.
Silvo, scatter.
All right. Oh. And with that, folks, we will see you back at Chillwind Camp. Holy smokes, where did he go?
Sweet God.
Across the map.
Alrighty, folks, we made it safe and sound back to Chillwind Camp. And boy, Turwinkle, what a lot of fun tonight, wasn't it?
Affirmative.
So, folks, again, if you need a Night Elf guild for your Night Elf on Moonguard, Dor Serrar is really the guild for you. And so, folks, if you like this episode, click that like button. If you would like to comment on this episode or on any of our previous episodes, please do so below. Let us know what you liked and let us know what you didn't. And finally, if you would like to subscribe, well, we would love to have you. So hit that subscription button today. Well, Turwinkle, excellent job as always, sir. And Turwinkle, let us, before we go, give a nice big thank you to Dor Serrar.
I am in your debt.
We certainly are. And Turwinkle, with that, I guess we will see you next time.
Farewell.
Farewell, Turwinkle. Farewell.